Well, you know the old
Yeah.
saying when it says the seventh time is the charm. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Decon, here with the Queen of the Cosmos.
Yes, Ashley Oracle. I forgot my crown though.
Disgusting. Yeah, you should have got your Burger King crown.
I know. I didn't go to Burger King today. I stayed home.
Well, there you go. So, whatever.
Sorry.
So today's episode is brought to you by Loot by Lotties. You guys can go on ahead and get your witch kits. And it's all good shit. So if you guys want to be cool and impress your friends, go on ahead and then go on to Loot by Lottie and 10% off your first order if you type in the code Lucky Loot. 10% off
Good
your
job.
first order. So
Way to whisper like a creeper.
what? It's people like it. I put a video once where I said Chicken Joe, and people are like, "Love the whisper." So,
Oh God.
anyway,
They just don't know you.
no. And also by the Shadow Nation podcast,
Oh, I did.
Sean Burris. So, yeah, groceries and ghosts. So check him out at Shadow Nation podcast with Sean Burris, the Ghost Man. So check him out. Also by Static Voices. Here you have Paranormal Unveiled with Static or Nate, whatever the hell you want to call him. Has a new book out there, guys. Check it out. It's like downloading the paranormal for the rest of your lives so that you guys can go ahead. And it's a long title, but link in the description so you guys can go check it out. It's actually a really good book. Is that it?
I haven't read it yet. Uh, sure.
I if he goes audiobook, if he does an audiobook, I would like to read the book for him. And just and
Well,
just and it just be like yeah, so a lot of you when you guys think paranormal, you guys always think like, man, this is a boring years of investigations, but I'm actually gonna tell you guys how we do it. That's the voice I'm gonna use throughout the whole book.
I really hope he says no.
I hope he says yes.
I
Be like,
don't think it's gonna work in your favor.
in whose favor?
Yours.
Why?
It's just that's kind of yeah.
What? What is it?
Would you want to listen to that for like an hour or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be like, yeah, so this time this ghost came out, right? And so the ghost so anyway,
No.
so that's it. That's the sponsors of the show.
Good
Also,
job.
yeah. Also, we'll have a spot opening pretty soon for a new co-host because I might be replacing one. So anyway, so today's episode is actually
You
really
would be
exciting.
so lost without me. Don't
I
even
would
lie.
I would have a compass.
It's not going to help you with your problems.
It might. It's gotten me through life. Like, how the hell did I stumble on this? Anyway, so today's episode is really exciting. You want to tell us on what it is?
The Night Marchers. I don't think
The,
a lot of people know what they are, though.
no, a lot of people do not know what they are. And there's very few. I don't even know what to call them. Very few ghost stories, or those things that give people the creeps. You know, but this is definitely like if you find out what it is, it will definitely freak you out because it's not just one ghost. Like if you go down at night, there's a ghost that always stares out. No, this is like getting
No.
jumped by a group of ghosts. Imagine.
Basically, yeah, they're pretty fucking gangster.
So yeah, they'll jump you and they're like, "Hey, what are you looking at? Is see you over there on the beach? You made eye contact with me, fucker." And then they like, "Let's get them, fool." And they start like they
Why
start
are you making Polynesian folks sound like Mexicans?
because it's the jumping party. No, so it's one of those things
So
where
horrible.
you know people rarely talk about it or they don't know about it because if you ask anybody from that's from the Polynesian culture or Hawaiian culture, they won't talk about it. They're like, no, and they're like, so tell me about.
Well, when you told me you wanted to do something of the Polynesian culture, I was just like, are you sure? Like, do you
Yeah.
really want to do this?
Because,
Okay.
yeah, I wonder what it is. Yeah,
It's because people look at that culture as they look at the tourist side of it. Like when you think of Hawaii, what do you think of?
um, when I think Hawaii, I think Pearl Harbor.
Okay, something that does not have to do with war. Something
I
happy.
I just I
Totally.
probably pineapples and like surfing and
And that's how most people look at
and like women like moving their hips, and they're making eye contact with you as they're moving their hips, and then you're like,
it. Okay.
am I like supposed to throw money at them? Like I don't understand.
No, don't do that.
Um,
No, but that is how majority of people look at it. Like if they think of Hawaii, if they think of Samoa, anything like that, they are thinking hula dancing, the beautiful islands, going to the beach,
yeah,
stuff like that. They're
the
not
delicious
thinking of
food.
the actual history of the islands, which
Yeah,
is, yeah.
no, so it's yeah, and but people don't understand. A lot of it is because people don't understand like the dark history of not just that area, but also the dark history of the culture. Because
Hmm.
um, when it comes to the Polynesian culture, there's so much that has to. Okay, like for example, um, like when you go places like the island of Fiji, like those people are also Polynesian and they were
Hmm.
cannibals.
They were.
They ate people. You know, and it's the same thing with the Maori warriors. The ones that do the haka and they do the whole thing.
Hmm.
A lot of people just like, wow, this is a really cool dance. But it was actually a ritual. So
It is a
when
ritual.
yeah, it was a ritual. What the ritual was is they believed that when you did this dance and you're doing all that kind of stuff, you're actually welcoming like the volcano or volcanic spirits to come and
Hmm.
possess your body, you know, and now you're possessed, and that's why they do that. And they stick the whole tongue out, like you're
That's my favorite part.
they do the tongue, and you look like either a member from
Great.
Kiss or you look like a girl on 25th Street in Ogden, Utah. So it's just
The accuracy.
so it's we could lump in Idaho Falls. So it's just a lot of those things where people don't understand the dark culture because
Hmm.
that culture is just there's so much bloodiness, there's just so much history. Um
They were a very, very proud culture until, let's see, I think it was World War I was the one that hit them the hardest
why do you think that is?
because they invaded these small little islands. These people, they didn't have the weapons that white people had, for example. All they had were spears and shit. So it was easy to invade them. It was easy to take over. And then World War II, half of Samoa was German Samoa for a long time.
Yeah, and what's interesting is also it's so crazy because a lot of people that talk about the political side of that, like because they're like, well, we're you know Hawaiian by birth, but we're like American by force.
Hmm.
It's one of those things where you know how I feel about that. It's just like you're American now. You should be very happy, that
Hmm.
that you're American, because there was actually talks many years ago. I think it was around the 1970s when they wanted their independence and they wanted like the kind of stuff, and then they're like, yeah, we'll just cut off your supplies. Like if you're no longer American, you no longer get
Exactly.
the benefits of being. You can establish your own economy, establish your own supply chain for you to get food, and they're like, yeah, never mind, we'll stay American. It's like, well, there you go,
Hmm.
works out for everybody. But the journey to get to those islands was not easy. It wasn't like, oh, you
Oh
had to
no.
fight, you had to battle storms, you had to battle other tribes, because people forget is that Hawaii is not just an island of one race of people. It's actually a combination of
It's
many races.
multiple. It's like Southeast Asia. There's Madagascar. What other countries are there? I
there's
think there's
actually
a couple
people.
of others.
There's people from the Philippines
Yeah.
that established themselves in that region. And then you had people that had a history of going to war with each other,
Mhm.
and they arrived at one of the islands, and I'm like, all right, this is our island. And then you see like those motherfuckers, what are you doing here? And they went to war with each other, to this very day.
Yeah.
Like get a Samoan and then get a Tongan and have them shake hands. Like what I mean? It's one of those things
Just,
that
yeah. Don't
and
challenge a Samoan. That's all I have to say.
yeah,
Don't.
it's just a very bloody history. So when you have this history, that has blood, it has suffering, it has all those things. On the journey over, they ate each other, like to survive.
Hmm.
They're like, well, we have elderly people and we have children. Well, we can start eating the weakest, to make sure that we get here.
Exactly.
So, and you get that, and then you bring that energy, like imagine coming in and establishing something and you have that on you like it's a dirty shirt. What do you think happens to that energy? you know
Oh, it's probably stagnant. That's
it's
not going to go away.
especially because water is seen as something that not only does it trap spirits, but it's a conductor of energy, if you
Hmm.
believe in that kind of lore. So now imagine you have all that stuff that you're bringing in with you, the negativity and all that shit, and it can't go anywhere. Like it's
Nope.
stuck. you know
Well, and that's the thing with these night marchers too, is they're literally stuck.
yeah,
They travel one singular path. They do
yeah.
not stray from that path. And they only do it certain times of the month. It's only 4 days out of the month. It's a certain part of the lunar cycle, but I can't remember
Really, I
which
didn't know
one.
that.
I want to say it's from when the moon turns full and then 4 days after that. Or it might
Okay.
be 4 days before.
Have you ever looked into like the Polynesian like folklore and like their it's like it's so fantastic.
It's
um
it's amazing.
I like it, and but it's also like like weird at the same time. Like with what's that movie that came out with the little girl and then there's that demigod, um
Moana.
Moana. So Maui, right? He was could say, you know where I'm going with this.
I do. Keep
Yeah,
going.
so so he was kind of like he was almost like Prometheus, like
Hmm.
in Greece when they had, Prometheus wanted to help mankind, so he brought them fire, and then Zeus was like, "What are you doing? Why are you helping these damn creatures?" And then he banished Prometheus, right?
Hmm.
Uh, ended up banishing and then torturing Prometheus. Maori was almost the same thing. Like people needed more time to fish because they were starving and da 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 da. So what did he do? They say that he,
Yep.
put a hook around the sun and held it in place, so that so that people
Well,
had longer to like gather
yeah.
food.
What I appreciate about
He-
Moana, though, is that Disney did that right. They did. They portrayed it very correctly. Because well, to a point, I mean, there are some things that are off, like when it comes to how Hawaiian and Polynesian royalty in general were treated. But like when it came to how proud they were and how the princess was sent off, well, she
Yeah,
sent herself off.
yeah, yeah.
That's so accurate. They don't send off just anybody. It is royalty. It is actually warriors that are sent to go do things.
Also, Maui in that was pretty big in the originally in the folklore. He was known as like skinny. He was like a skinny, small teenager,
Mm-mm.
which is why he was so mischievous. Like, for example, what did they believe? Coconuts came from him killing an eel and leaving it out on the beach, and then from there, like, oh, coconut tree,
I
like
mean,
it.
it makes sense.
So when you look at that kind of stuff, it almost puts like it almost puts like context of like why did he do all these things, because he was known as very mischievous. And when you look at the character that The Rock portrayed, it's like this looks like more of a serious guy. He looks more like a serious guy.
Yeah.
He's an adult, he's all these things, but like all the stuff that he did in the folklore, he was a teenager. So it made sense why he was so like full of wonder. He wanted to do all these things, and also, okay, so this is how Maui died. For those of you that don't know,
Oh
uh,
no.
I'm gonna do it on here. So
Okay, go ahead. How
okay,
sad.
so
You're making me cry.
so the
Dick.
goddess that brings forth life, right, was one day sitting there, and she dozed off, and then Maui thought, when people are born, they're born through the birth canal, and that's how they exit. He says, because and they also believe that children were made, that you had to eat a heavy meal if you wanted to get pregnant. You had to eat a heavy meal, and then the food goes in, and then that like gives the whatever, and then what comes out is like as a child. So he said, now that she's asleep, if I go up the other way and I exit through the mouth, I'm gonna get immortality for all the people, so they never have to die. So that was his mindset, and you're like, that's a dumb plan. Well, he's a teenager, like like when you look at it.
I mean,
So he
teenagers are
turned
dumb, so
he turned himself into a worm. So he becomes an earthworm, right? And he starts going
poor
up.
Maui.
Yeah, he goes up the canal, the canal of funness. He's going up there. But little did he know that she had obsidian teeth up there. And these obsidian teeth, so these obsidian teeth that were up there felt him and then just chewed him up. And that's how he died. The end.
And that's sad. I mean, poor Maui. Can you
Yeah.
imagine dying like that? Like, that's pretty degrading as a man.
Yeah, so that'd be like dating Hillary Clinton. So but anyway, but that's the kind of
Anyway,
that's the kind of culture they have. It's so fantastic. Like it's so I like to say it like it's romanticized to me. Like you look at it and you're like, damn, simpler times and like very simple folklore. And it's to me like it's so enjoyable when you read on it. You're like, wow, look at this. Look at their way of thinking back then. Look at their way of, the way
yeah,
that
but did you read up how the royalty like treated people like other people and how people were forced to treat them?
Well, yeah, that's a huge part of tribalism is
Well, well, even if the shadow of a chief's home hit you during the day, you better hope they don't find out about it, or you're probably gonna
yeah,
die.
yeah,
Like that's how intense it is.
they were gonna behead you, and then they were
Hmm.
gonna hurl your body into the ocean and keep your head.
And chiefs
Um,
only traveled at night because people were not allowed to look upon them. You are
not
not worthy.
not just the chief, but also anybody that's like related to him. So they believe that you know the highest class of warrior had to be descendant of a chief or a king, right? So
Yep.
that's where the night marchers come about. Okay, they they were considered royalty in a way.
The
So
highest ranking warriors, royalty, they were the shit.
so also their weaponry, like when I look at some of their weapons, um they had stuff that to me was kind of like, damn, like this is so bad at, like, not only did they have spears like made out of bones and all that kind of stuff, but
Hmm.
they have a paddle. I forget what it's called, but it looks like a ping pong paddle, right? But it has like rows of shark
Oh,
teeth around. So when they would
I know what you're
slice,
talking about.
so I think it's made out of teak wood too. So
Hmm.
it's like heavy and it's sturdy. So when they slice at you, those shark teeth will not only slice at you, but they'll like break off and like end up so that the wound doesn't close. So just
Yep.
things like that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so back to it. So these things, finding these warriors who I guess that the story is that they didn't know they're dead. They believe they're still guarding, right?
They're
They're
still
still
protecting the islands.
they're still protecting the island.
Yes.
So when you encounter them, if you look at them like standing there, they'll be like, look at this person who is making contact with somebody of royal blood,
Don't.
right?
Just
And
don't.
what are you doing, man?
Is it
So
rolling again?
yeah, such
Can
a
you
bad.
please bring him on?
No, he was gonna fuck up everything.
No, he won't.
Roland, come here. Get. Hold on, it takes him a minute. He's old. All right, come here.
Come here, babies. Oh, you can barely see his little nose.
Yeah, what an idiot.
He's so precious. He's
Yeah,
not
look at
an
that. Look at that white beard. He's looking like me because I'm getting a lot of grays.
idiot.
Yeah, he's
You guys are twinsies.
Yeah, we're twins. We're both dumb. Anyway,
But
so
anyways, well,
so
when it comes to seeing the Night Marchers, for example,
wait. Before you do that,
what?
let me
What?
ask you. Let me put a
Oh,
scenario
God.
to you, okay?
Oh,
Okay, so you're walking the beach at night, and you're just like, man, look at the
no, I
moonlight, and
wouldn't
look at the
be.
way the waves. All of a sudden, you look and you
No,
see a group of night marchers. What do you do?
I wouldn't be there in the first place.
No, but let's say that, for the sake of the argument, you're there. What would you do?
If I was a stupid person who has no, okay, I'm not going to say stupid person who has no idea who they are. Okay. Mm. Well, first of all, since I'm such a paranormal freak, and if I didn't know about them, I would probably stand there and watch and get my ass beat.
You get killed.
Y-
They'll be like,
Well, I mean, yeah.
they'll
So
be like, hey, look at you. What are you looking at, white girl? And they just jump you.
you don't go on, you don't just walk around in certain places in Hawaii, in Samoa, in the Philippines. You don't.
Yeah.
And you will be warned. Like some people of these islands, they will warn you
They'll be
about
like,
it.
hey,
And if
don't.
you don't listen, then
Yeah,
yeah,
that's on you. Just like when they
that's
tell
on
you,
you.
don't take the stones home from this
As
certain island.
don't, yes,
You know, when people do that,
they
then they get
do. Well, if you hear the drums, like if you're walking on a beach at night, or if you're just walking around in Hawaii in general, and you hear drums, it's just like the Appalachian Mountains. You didn't walk away and get away. And if you can't, well, fuck, stop it.
Yeah, it sounds like Jumanji.
You're gonna make me have nightmares.
So what they advise you, right? When they're like, oh, okay, this is what you should do, because they'll warn you in
Can
certain
I
places.
say what it is because I love it?
Yeah, okay.
I think it's funny.
Okay,
Because
so
I don't have to do
you
this.
have to do the accent.
No,
Okay,
I can't
hello,
even.
hello, my name is Anna, and this is what you do.
No, I'm not doing that. So, if you are not of Polynesian culture, or B, you are of Polynesian culture and you are just not aware of your culture or not aware of your family history. Let's say you are on the beach, you hear the drums and you can't get away. You are to strip down completely naked and lay on the beach. Either I've heard it both ways. I've heard with your face down in the sand, and I've also heard spread eagle.
Yeah.
Because you want them to find you so disgusting and so appalling that they will leave you alone.
Yeah, they're kind of like, ugh.
Like you better hope they hate you that much.
Peasant. Like you're that girl in that video. Peasant.
Yeah, pretty much. That is basically what it is.
Yeah, if I'm at
you are not worthy.
If I'm at the beach, right? If I'm at the beach and and I start hearing, let's say that I'm out there and I'm enjoying the moonlight and I'm watching the the fluorescent shrimp that are out there, and I'm like, wow, look at all of a sudden I hear,
run away. And
not me, bro.
Oh my
Not me,
God.
bro. I see them walking towards me. I'm taking my shirt off, and I'm like, "Well, you think I've never been jumped in before, fucker?" You know. And then you
You're
think this
gonna
is
be
my
like that guy from the 80s.
you'd be like, "Do you think this is my first rodeo, huh?" And then you just throw
Mm,
down. You know.
no,
Uh,
you're gonna be just like the guy from the 80s. I think he was in college.
which guy?
Are you ready for this story?
I've heard a couple of them.
Okay, so you might have heard this one. I think it was in one of the videos that I sent you. So these guys went to the beach to go throw the football around, teenagers, or they might have been in college, whatever. So one of them throws it, another guy's going after it. Well, he's like, holy crap, this football is like, it's just going and going and going, like it's never falling. Holy shit, he's still going. He ends up falling in the ocean, but he ends up catching it somehow, or he might have missed it. I don't know. So he comes back out, gets out of the ocean, comes back to his feet, and he starts walking back to where his friends were. Well, his friends, he notices, are racing back to their vehicles. And he's just kind of like, what the
Like, what's
hell,
going?
dude?
Yeah, like what's going
Like,
on?
why are you leaving me?
I'm the
And
one with the
so,
beer money.
right? And so he is smacked down to the ground. Okay, has no idea what has happened, tries to get back up, and he can't. He feels a giant foot on his back. Do you have to do that right now? Anyways, he feels a giant foot on his back, and this foot goes onto the back of his head. So he is being forced even more into the sand. Okay. So he's trying to get up and he can't because whoever this is still has him in the sand and he
Yeah,
feels like he's going to die and breathe some sand in.
yeah, because he's
Well,
he's suffocating.
yeah, so luckily he doesn't. He's able to get back up. And when he gets back up, he sees the outline of these night marchers, all of
Okay.
these guys just marching in a straight line towards the mountains.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the story I heard was there was a guy out there who was they were told like, hey, it's not a good moon. You can go because the guy wanted to go fishing, and he's like, well, you know, when the moon's out, that's the best time to go fishing. And they're like, not here. Here you
Mm-mm.
wait till the next day. So he's like, I'll go out there.
Nope.
So anyway, so the guy
These
goes out
white people.
anyways. The locals are the people that run the hotel. They say, if you go out there fishing tonight, don't bother coming back. All your shit's gonna be
Mm-mm.
like in the front because we want nothing to do with you.
Nope.
So he's
It's
like,
the scariest thing.
yeah, he's like, you know what? My buddies will stay here. I'm gonna go out. So anyway, never returns. And they're like, what the hell? You know, they find him the next day. Um, they're looking at him. They find his body. He's just out there, on the beach. He's got his fishing
Yeah.
pole and everything. So he's just out there on the beach. And it looks like he got mauled by a shark. So he's got like these wounds. They find shark teeth on him, and they're trying to figure out like what the hell happened to him. And it's like, how the hell did he get mauled by a shark? And they're like, well, a couple things wrong with that theory. Number one, he's dry. Number two, he's out there like pretty away from the shoreline. So how can a shark do that to him? Okay, so we had a moment of technical difficulties. So, anyways, what was I saying?
Sorry.
So they find his body out there. They're saying he was
Yeah.
attacked by a shark, and all that kind of stuff. And they're like that, he's dry, he's too into the shore, like so. There's no shark attack. And then they're trying to figure out like why the hell does he look? And then one of the locals explained to him and like what's going on, and they don't understand. They're like, what do you mean? So then he has to go into his house and bring this ancient weapon that's just
Mm-hmm.
littered with shark teeth on the edges. And he
Yep.
says, those slices were done by this. There's a tooth found right here because it's from this. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? So these people are freaking out. They call the local authorities. Like, what's going on? The local authorities won't go near him. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So then he was just like,
No.
collect your dead. He's like, collect your dead. And, and you guys can do whatever. We just don't want any part of this. And they're like, what the hell is going on? So,
Mm-hmm.
many years later, the person went and talked to like many people that are from that era, and then finally he understood. He's like, "Oh shit!" And they're like, "Yeah," because if they find you, they believe that it's okay. This is what they believe. If somebody that you know, even if you know of this person, and he was murdered by the night marchers, they're saying like this person must be part of this tribe. Anybody that associates with this person, they're
Yeah.
gonna come back, and they're gonna come back to hunt down his tribe, and that could be anybody they associate with. That's why they're like, no, just take your dead and get out. We don't
Yep.
want.
Well, it's not only that, like even buildings, like you're not even supposed to build buildings along their path. I believe they tried, I want to say that it was on the island of Oahu. They were trying to build the Hilton Hotel, and a lot of some of the locals, the elders, went to the builders and said, "Hey, don't build right here, but if you build about a block that way, you'll be okay."
They have a
They're like,
map,
"Well,
don't they?
no," they said, "You'll be safe."
Oh, no, no, no. What I
And
mean is they have a like a map with the route, right? And it's
they
marked
do.
off like you're not allowed to build here, here, here.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so they ended up building the hotel anyway, actually.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
I
that.
think, yeah, and I think they ended up tearing that hotel down. Another one tried to build again. Locals told them the same thing. If you build here, you're not safe. You need to build over there and you'll be safe. Still didn't listen, continued to build. And I think they ended up tearing that one down as well. And there's also the is it Poly Highway? You're not supposed to travel that highway alone because you could encounter the night marchers.
Yeah,
And
they
there's always a foul smell that comes along with them too. It's almost like a sulfur smell, so people think they're demons, but they're
you know what
not.
that is? You know what that is? So
Uh, what is
so
it? Do I want to
okay.
know?
Yeah, so warriors of that, specific tribe, what they would do is after they would kill an enemy, they would fillet him and then put his skin on a stick, and
Ew.
they would purposely leave it till they got like from in the out in the sun, so they got like maggots and it stunk, and they were able to walk because they had tattoos and they wanted to display the tattoos of the enemy.
Mm.
So and they would walk around with this stick so that people would like, what the hell is that smell? Come out and then look, almost like a warning. So that smell is, they
Ew.
believe, it's like the rotting flesh of like people they've killed, not just killed,
Makes
but killed and consumed.
yeah, yeah, it happened. Sorry, but it did.
So anyway, so yeah, that.
Anyways,
Do you have another story?
let's see. What's another one? Oh, the earliest account was Captain Hook. Did you know that?
Captain Hook?
The the earliest account of the Night Marchers was made by Captain Hook.
Oh, really? Like Captain Hook or Captain
Yep,
Cook?
Captain Cook. I'm sorry, not Hook. I just watched that movie the other day with my kids,
That's a
guys.
good movie
Sorry, but
with Robin Williams. What?
yes,
Let me put on my kids.
that's
I have to
such
dress
a
up like a
great
woman.
movie. No, but when Captain Cook arrived to the island, I think that was like, I want to say it was a couple weeks in that they were there, may have been a couple of days, but they were wandering the island. They were staying out on the beach at night and they heard the drums and they looked out and they saw the night marchers, and I think they marched away from them. I think they were far away from their path because they were like up on the mountains or
They
something
were
to that
already gone.
effect. Yeah, they were pretty much gone. But
That's
I mean, there's ways to like be respectful though if you do travel along their pathway at night or you unintentionally do so. Like you can chant like some of the ancient prayers, you can wear like some of the protective herbs. Um or just avoid areas entirely and be smart?
I would wear a necklace made entirely of pineapples.
That's not an herb, that's a fruit.
Technically, it's a berry.
There was another guy.
Pineapples, people, they're neither pine nor are they apples.
Oh my hell. They're really good though.
Yeah. If you
But
eat
there
them,
was one
if you
fell. Wait, what?
if you eat enough pineapples, they say that actually will help your digestive system. Because they have enzymes. So that's why a lot of recipes, especially from that area, they are part of the recipe because they help tenderize meat.
Or you're just fucked up like me and you have no hope.
They have no hope. Well, I don't know. I have hope. Or if you drink enough pineapple juice.
I buy fresh pineapple every time I go grocery shopping. Like I am cutting the skin off, cutting the top off, etc. I don't buy pineapple in a can. That's blasphemy.
If you drink enough pineapple juice, they say that it helps with the growth of your nails and all that kind of stuff.
I'm good.
Okay.
My
Right,
nails are pretty long. These are my natural nails. These aren't fake.
They're what?
These are my natural nails. These aren't fake. My nails are pretty long. I think I'm
Those are
good.
some long nails.
I know. Bob the
Damn.
living shit out of you. Don't piss me off like a cat.
Just spray you like a cat. Just the spray bottle. Get out of here. What are you doing, Night Marcher?
No, sorry, my family was not royalty.
Just spray you until you lay like face down on the sand.
Oh no. No, I like I told you, I wouldn't have to do that.
Why? Oh, because
I am aware of my culture. I am aware that I am part Polynesian, part Samoan, so I do not have to do that.
I just don't go to Hawaii in general. I'm like, that place sucks.
I just have to look at him and be like, "Sup, fam?
Hey, what's up, fucker?" Damn. So I think that's it.
Wait, I do have one more story though.
Oh shit! Tell us one more story.
So there was some rich fucker, some rich white guy from from America. Well, from the mainland America, moved to Hawaii, okay, bought this land. Well, this land just happened to be on the pathway of the night marchers. So locals go tell him, do not build your house here. It will not last. You are not safe on these grounds. Don't build here. Well, dumbass continued to build anyway because he didn't give a shit. Anyways, so he's building. He actually ended up living there for I think it was a couple years. Well, the locals see a huge plume of smoke in the distance coming from this guy's house. And his house burned to the ground. And he said before he smelt the smoke and saw the fire, he heard the sounds of the drums.
Of the drums. Should I do the drums?
You're not very good at doing Hawaiian drums. Theirs is more like it's faster. Jesus Christ.
I was just doing it slow for like.
Oh no. Peace Hawaiian leis and coconuts and all of that jazz. That's
and like the brown skin and like the hips and like the skirts, man, like, and as they're swaying, hypnotically. It's not about that, guys.
No. No, but I feel like
aloha.
Yeah,
it's like, okay.
People look into the culture. You need to look into the history because there's so much more to it.
It's fun. Like I like it.
It's
I like the lore.
So cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's have a look at the history of the Night Marchers.
Is it in that book? You got me all excited for nothing?
Yeah, I'm full of letdowns.
Clearly. That's so freaking rude.
There, the new
We
mascot
have a
of
new
Nightmare
mascot.
Road,
What's his name?
Hamilton.
Cute little bunny.
Hamilton. Yeah, the a cute rabbit digging up a grave.
Cute little bunny rabbit.
Cute little bunny rabbit. So yeah, so
No,
head
I
on over
feel
to.
it fits though.
Yeah, it does fit. I like him. I
Because when
always
we
like that.
transitioned, that was when you started doing more of the rabbit art.
The
Yeah.
rabbits. They're delicious. Like they're awesome. Um. So So check out T Public. Getting cold. Get your
Yeah, I'm
hoodies. Get
sitting
your
outside.
hats.
It's
Get your
cold.
muffy, and then just splash a little bit of rum in there. Anyway,
You
so
should do an audiobook like that.
like that,
Yeah, in that voice.
just downloading the paranormal. I am your narrator,
Mhm.
Decon. And just do it that way.
Do
Yeah,
it.
so I probably will. I might write a book.
Kind of a sample.
The what? Yeah, I might write a book.
I think your
on,
dog disagrees. Roland
yeah,
just told you no.
yeah. He's like, yeah, don't do that.
He's like, no,
So
it'll be shit. Sorry.
who cares? Like, guess who's not getting fed? So anyway, that's
I'll
it,
come
guys.
feed you.
The what?
I'll come feed him.
You'll feed him? He'll probably bite your
Yeah.
face off.
Roland would love me.
He's old and grumpy.
He would love me, and you know it. He would
Yeah,
be like, this chick, I'm gonna leave.
yeah, he's like, oh, he's gone. I was like, traitor!
Yeah. I would take him home with me.
Up night marchers get you piece of shit. Anyway. So that's it. So all of our sponsors, thank you guys, for all that kind of stuff. So remember, guys, to always look both ways, especially if you find yourselves on Nightmare Road.
Okay, bye.